Anyway, next we have here with regards to big businesses that are significantly hampered now. One of the companies that are affected is Disney company. For those who are familiar, they own the Disney theme park Disneyland. So they have theme parks all around the world, from Hong Kong, in Japan, in the United States, two different states at that, one in California, as well as one in Florida. Then they have Euro Disney. So some Disney theme parks are able to reopen, but in the case that that have remained closed is Disneyland in California, and this has not just major ramifications for the company, but also other businesses who rely on the business on Disney here. So let's take a look here. So we can see here that the lengthy closure of Disneyland puts pressure on other businesses that rely on the company here or the business here. And obviously, if this continues to drag on, employees within the company, have to be laid off, furloughed, whatever you want to call it, would have devastating effect on the local economy. Now, not only that, this is also, shattered, as I mentioned here, the local economy, in particular in the Orange County region here. So let's see here. So as mentioned here, so here we have one of the example here, Michael Afram, who owns a transportation company. So typically he makes a daily trip. It's a daily trip, yeah. Daily trip of 450 to 500 rides a day, shuttling people between Los Angeles and San Diego back and forth. So that's big business. Obviously, a lot of tens of thousands of millions of people who visit the theme park. There will always be other businesses that would benefit from this. Not just the hotels, the transportation, and so forth, and even the restaurant and so forth. But with the shutdown of the theme park, this has reduced his business significantly. Now, where it used to be almost 500 rides a day, it's a startling difference in terms of almost only 140 for the month of October. Now, that's obviously a significant reduction for their business. Now, how long can they last? Obviously, it's not going to be sustainable as long as the Disney company or the Disney theme park remain shut off for the foreseeable future. And there have been reports that they may remain closed until end of the year. So they could be looking as early as next year, and that's not even a certainty. Even if the vaccine is already available, and would people feel safe going to the venue? And it raises the risk of thousands of people's job are put at risk, not just at Disneyland, but as well as the local economy there. Now, the main issue here, or the main culprit that's being discussed here, is regarding the safety of the facility, and is it safe to reopen the business, or in this case, the Disney theme park here. Now, obviously, the guidelines that is prescribed by the state has to be implemented, and it has been stated, if you're looking for a good template or a good model, Florida would be a starting point, because Florida has reopened their businesses. In particular, Disney World has reopened at some capacities, so following some strict guidelines as to when it's best to open and what are the protocols needed. And I think they could use that to implement in other states, like in this case, in California. Obviously, businesses are in dire need of support from their governments, and the longer they keep the businesses at lockdown, will have a tremendous effect. And not everyone is like Disney that can afford to stay afloat. Obviously, at the end of the day, Disney has to be answerable to their shareholders. But for the other small businesses, they may be considered small, but they do hire, tens of thousands of employees here and there, and if you combine it as a totality, that's even a lot as well. So hopefully, they could find a resolution so that eventually theme parks will be open, and I'll be one to support such initiative, just as long as they can ensure the safety and limit, or not decide limit, keyword should be uh, mitigate the spread of the virus in any shape or form. If there's even just a smidgen or a small hint of chance that it could spread again, and that would be the responsibility of Disney as a company as a whole. That's why they have to make sure or ensure it's not just about the business, but also the lifestyle that you're preaching. Obviously, Disney is a or Disney theme park as a whole is what Walt Disney envisioned, the happiest place on earth. You don't want to turn it into a complete opposite of that. Hopefully not, right?